Yes, guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this afternoon's live stream for match reaction and player ratings to Norwich 1, Chelsea 3, which took place at Carrow Road last night. And I'm delighted to be joined all the way from South Africa by Chelsea fan Thiago. He's been subscribed to the channel, supported the channel a lot recently, so I really appreciate that, and it's great to be joined by him. But first things first, mate, obviously, the club celebrated its 117th birthday yesterday, and the UK government gave us a fantastic present by putting sanctions on our owner, Roman Abramovich, which made things very difficult. I'll just quickly bring up on screen now, rather than talking through them all, I'll just basically bring up a graphic which shows what sanctions are currently on place to the club. So at the moment, Chelsea can continue to play matches. We've got a special license to fulfill footballing matters. We can still receive broadcast money, so money from Premier League, money from Champions League, we still get that. And season ticket holders can attend games. But obviously, what we can't do is buy new players. We wouldn't really be doing that now anyway. One big one is we can't agree new contracts. So Christensen was basically out the door anyway. He'll be fully gone. It could prove problematic for keeping Rudiger and Azpilicueta at the club. We can't sell any more tickets for games. So other than the ones that have already been sold, we can't sell any more tickets. We can't sell club merchandise. So the club shop is closed. And we can't sell the club currently unless Abramovich allows the UK government to take control of the process and he receives no proceeds from the sale. So, you know, there's been quite a lot going on in the last 24 hours being a Chelsea fan. There's never a dull day, but I mean, we've kind of been expecting this for a while now. It kind of broke before the Carabao Cup final the day before, with Abramovich, kind of that statement that came out with a transfer of ownership, not a transfer of kind of responsibilities as such to the trustees of the Chelsea Foundation. And then obviously before the Luton game in the FA Cup, it was a statement come out saying he will be selling the club, and now this. So it's not a surprise that it's happened, but kind of the timing of it on the club's birthday is a little bit, I don't know, it's odd, or they could have waited potentially. But yeah, a difficult day yesterday. I mean, Thiago, what were your thoughts on it, mate? You know, these sanctions coming out. I mean, personally, I understand why Abramovich has been sanctioned. You know, they don't want him to make money, etc. That's fine. But with some of the sanctions, you know, you've got fans and employees of the club that have got nothing to do with this that are being punished, and it's making it look like Chelsea are part of the problem with the terrible situation in the Ukraine, which is a completely unfair narrative and factually incorrect. I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole sanctions, etc., in the last 24 hours?
First of all, thank you for having me here. I'm actually at work now, so my mic will be on and off. So don't mind. Don't worry when I'm putting it off. So first of all, yesterday when I found out about this news, I was so reactionary, like I was so angry, and then so pissed from the UK government and stuff. First of all, we all knew that Abramovich was about to be sanctioned, but we didn't know when this will happen. So unfortunately, it happened yesterday, and then the sad part is that they even stop the sales, t-shirt sales, and everything. So that's the main problem for me, because like those people are not fighting with Ukraine or Russia. So why are they affected to this? Or so I think the government should at least think about that, because like people are losing jobs and stuff. So that is not good. How can you make so many people and unemployed at the same time? They should have a structure for this, and then a proper planning for this, so that most people won't be affected. So unfortunately, people are affected, and then nothing we can do. So we're just scared what will happen next.
Yeah, no, it's obviously it's an ever evolving situation. Hopefully now, obviously the club was in the process of being sold. You know, there's been a lot of interested buyers. Some bids have come in, been rejected, etc. So the club was in the process of being sold. So it feels a bit odd that the sanctions have arrived at this time when a sale is not that far away. This will probably accelerate the process of the sale, and the sale needs to happen as quickly as it possibly can, because at the moment these sanctions are in place until the end of May. But obviously they can be revoked, extended, changed at any point between now and then. So the sooner we can get this sale done, the better. But yeah, it's obviously proven problematic. You know, we had main club sponsor 3 yesterday before the game saying that, you know, they were suspending their partnership with Chelsea. They don't want any of their logos around the ground. They don't want their logo on the shirt. Okay, fine. You know, I think it's poor from them to be jumping ship when this is just a temporary situation. I understand from a PR perspective, they might not want to be associated as a brand with that sort of, you know, publicity. But let's not forget, 3 aren't sponsoring Roman Abramovich. They're sponsoring Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea Football Club are being, you know, punished for being guilty by association because Roman owns us. You know, none of the club employees are pro what's going on. None of the club employees can do anything about what's happening externally. None of the fans can do anything about it. So to lump us all in together, I think is really poor. Trivago, who sponsor the club, the training kit, the pre-match shirts, all that sort of stuff, they've come out today with a statement, which I think is what 3 should have done, is that, you know, they're sticking by the club. And they're looking forward to the new ownership coming in and continuing that relationship, which I think is the right thing to do. Because, as I said, this sanctions, etc., this is nothing to do with Chelsea Football Club. We're just being guilty by association because we're owned by a Russian oligarch. So it's unfortunate, but as you say, the worst thing is that, you know, people are being innocent people are being punished by these actions. You know, by all means, take action against owners if you've got evidence there, which again is another questionable thing. They've said some things which are very damning and, you know, and very damaging to individuals. So it'd be great if, you know, fine, do this, but bring your proof that these things that you're saying are 100% happening. So it's very damaging to make those allegations with no proof to back it up. But yeah, the people I feel most sorry for is, you know, I don't feel that sorry for Roman. You know, obviously, we're forever grateful for what he's done at the football club. Probably the greatest football club owner there's been in recent times. And I don't think we'll ever get anyone like him again. But it's fine to accept how good a football club owner is. But it's also okay in the same breath to say that actually, do you know what? He's had some dodgy goings on in the past. And his associations with the Russian regime, I don't know what they're like now. But certainly he has had involvement in the past. And it's totally fine to condemn that whilst also accepting that he's been fantastic for this football club. So, you know, it's disappointing. We all knew this day was coming, and hopefully we can get to a situation where sanctions can be lifted before the sale on the likes of selling club merchandise, on the likes of selling tickets, because at the end of the day, the fans have got nothing to do with this, and so they shouldn't be punished by not being able to attend games and not being able to buy merchandise, etc. So yeah, it's a disappointing situation, but yeah, it is what it is at the moment, and you know, it was coming.
Yes, and the other thing, to be honest, we had so many reports that Chelsea selling the club, and then we had so many potential buyers, and the deadline was on the 15th. So UK government knew that Chelsea will be sold anytime soon. So they made sure that Abramovich won't get any penny from that. So that's the other problem, because that money wasn't to be for him. He said he would give it to the Ukrainian people, just to support them. But unfortunately, from now on, we don't know what will happen in the future. About if the government take over, where will the money go? That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. And, you know, I don't want to be cynical or anything, but, you know, Abramovich saying that, you know, all net profits from the sale he would be giving to a foundation that would be helping the people in Ukraine. And then obviously the UK government have now taken control of kind of the proceeds from the sales. They don't want any money to go to him. That's fine. By that statement, you know, you can look at it 2 ways. He's doing the right thing by saying he put it into a foundation, but you could also look at it thinking, well, is he protecting his back by saying that, you know, I'm going to put this into a trust, and that way, I'm not making any money from this sort of thing. But yeah, Abramovich has not made money from Chelsea for a number of years now. You know, he wasn't in it to make profit. He was in it because he loves the football club, you know. And yeah, from that perspective, it'll be sad to see him go, and it's going to be different times at Chelsea. The way the club operates in the transfer market might have to be different. You know, we're going to have to become more sustainable than we are currently. And obviously, Chelsea will exist without a Roman Abramovich. It existed before, it existed with him, and it will exist after him. But it's kind of an end of an era. It's a bit sad because we've won it all with this guy, and he's been so instrumental in everything we've done. But one thing that I'm not liking at all is the fact that, you know, fans, by the media, by journalists, by other fans, etc., are being made to feel kind of bad about celebrating the trophies we've won under his ownership. You know, as if the money, where the money's come from, should we be, you know, celebrating those trophies, winning football matches? Of course we should. You know, you can, if you looked a bit closer to home into a lot of clubs' owners, you'd find dodgy things going on. You don't amass that amount of wealth without slightly shady goings on or dodgy dealings in the past. So I feel that the government are making an example out of Chelsea, and you just have to look at other owners that are in football, particularly British football. You know, you look at the ownership at Newcastle, backed by the Saudi Arabia public fund. And you only have to look at what they're doing in other parts of the world. So it feels like a bit of a hypocritical situation, looking to make an example out of Chelsea. But you know, the club is not going to go into administration. It's not going to go bust. Yes, it's going to be some short-term pain in the next few weeks until the club's sold. But once we get new ownership in, things will be back smooth again. But yeah, it was expected, and as I said, you know, it's never a dull day being a Chelsea fan. But moving on from this, I don't want to spend too long on this because, you know, it's an ever-evolving situation. We had a game last night. The trip to bottom club Norwich City, beat them 7-0 at Stamford Bridge. I wasn't envisaging too many issues, but with all the off-the-pitch issues that had come to the front before the game, it's quite hard to focus on the task at hand with everything going on in the background. I mean, Tobogo, were you expecting, with all this news, all these distractions going on outside the pitch, were you expecting us to potentially struggle yesterday before the game kicked off?
No, not at all. Because to be honest, our form is starting to pick up. So I don't think those noise around us will affect yesterday's game. But anyway, we all know that mentally, yes, it might affect some of the players. But to be honest, no, I didn't think that Norwich was gonna give us any problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of, I suppose, the best sort of game we could have had, a game against a team that are really struggling. They're going to get relegated. It's kind of, I suppose, you know, that was helpful to us rather than playing someone who, with no disrespect to Norwich, slightly better. But, you know, I think Chelsea over the years are following them that, you know, we thrive in adversity. You know, when everyone's against us, when things aren't going our way, we find something extra and we step up in these difficult moments. And as I said before, there will be difficult moments on the pitch. There'll be difficult moments off the pitch. And it's going to be painful for the club in the next few weeks. But this is only temporary. This is not going to be this is not going to be Chelsea permanently going forwards, you know. So short-term pain, long-term gain for us in that respect. I mean, in terms of the game itself, starting lineup, no real surprises there. Antonio Rudiger rested. He was on the bench. I was perhaps a little bit surprised by that, but having looked into it, you know, he was rested. He's played more minutes than anyone else for Chelsea this season. We've got a lot of games still to come this season. So if you're going to give him a rest, this is a perfect game to give him a rest. Saunages continued at left wing back, and there was a surprise start for Timo Werner in attack as well. Tobogo, any surprises in the starting lineup for you?
No, to be honest, on the Rudiger, I wasn't thinking that he might not start, but it's okay for him to rest because he plays so many games. And then on Timo Werner, you know what, we love Timo Werner, but yesterday he wasn't that good. So hopefully, maybe it's because of lack of game time. We don't know about that. Hopefully, we'll pick up form also. Because to be honest, from right now until end of the season, we need all the players to play well, to win our games. Because now our rival fans are busy making noise and then happy that then what was. So they man from us. So let's leave Manchester United or Spurs with 12 points and then they take 9 points. Still, we'll be fine.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. I mean, I think yesterday, crucial that we got off to a quick start and got an early goal or some early goals, and that's exactly what happened straight away. First 2-3 minutes, we're 1-0 up. Mason Mount in the corner, headed home by Trevor Chalobah. I mean, Tobago, that's kind of the perfect start, wasn't it? Really, with all the situations off the pitch, the longer this game went on without a goal, the more difficult it was going to be. So to get that early breakthrough was absolutely crucial to how the game was going to turn out.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't thought they will make that mistake. But anyway, Trevor Chalobah is still young. He will learn from this. I know he's still young, but he's a good player. He just like then there. He will learn. Playing along Thiago Silva is going to help some of our players. Even though maybe next season we might be banned, we'll never know. But at least the young players around Thiago Silva to just learn from this guy because he's not gonna stay at Chelsea football for so long. He's just 37 years old. So all the players around him, they must just learn from him, and then our players will be good as him. Maybe better. We never know.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely helping the likes of Chalobah. Well, it would have helped Christensen, but it looks like he's joining Barcelona. But yeah, they're learning so much from Thiago Silva, and even the play alongside Rudiger as well is going to really help the development of Chalobah. And it was the perfect start. Mount whipping in the corner and Chalobah heading us ahead after 3 minutes, and then we go 2-0 up inside the first 15 minutes, and it's a great link-up play between Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. It's a great finish from Mason Mount. The way he lets the ball run across his body and then smashes one into the top corner, a fantastic goal. At this point, I'm thinking, we could get 3, 4, or 5 here. We could absolutely roll these over again like we did at Stamford Bridge. Tobago, second goal. I mean, great play from Kai Havertz. Really nice how Mason Mount lets the ball run across his body and then smashes it into the top corner. A really special goal, wasn't it?
Yes. That is the man we know.
Yeah.
That is the man we want to see each and every game because Mason Mount have a great potential. Unfortunately, recently it was just little had a bad form, but it's okay. Yeah. Just learning also. We need to support this kid because to be honest, this kid can win a lot of games for us. We saw that last season. So hopefully Mason Mount will pick from that. But yesterday he was so good, man. I loved watching Mason Mount yesterday.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic yesterday. And it was a welcome return to form because he had struggled in recent weeks, not the kind of form we expected from Mason Mount by the high standards he set. So this was a welcome return to form yesterday and a great goal. No further goals in that first half, but we completely dominated the game. Christensen went very close with a header from a corner. We created plenty of chances, limited Norwich to virtually absolutely nothing. I think Mendy had 1 save to make in that first half. They had 1 attempt on target, and you can see why they were down at the bottom because they really struggle to create opportunities and to score goals. So a very good first half. I suppose only downside is I guess it would have been nicer to have scored more goals. At the break, there's one change. Loftus-Cheek coming on for Azpilicueta. I thought it was for an injury. I've actually looked into it, and Thomas Tuchel was saying that Azpilicueta was feeling ill. He had stomach cramps and stuff, so he had to come off. And we saw Ruben Loftus-Cheek come on and play in an unfamiliar position of right wing back. But second half, I've got to say, we struggled a bit, actually. The intensity seemed to drop, perhaps not creating as many chances. And we allowed Norwich back into the game. And we give them a penalty. Unfortunately, the ball comes into the box and Chalobah, he sticks his arm out, hits his arm, and it's in these days with VAR, it's a stonewall penalty. And Norwich have got a lifeline to get back into the game, and Pukki slots it. My only criticism of Mendy is he's just not that great at penalty saving at the moment. But I mean, Tobago, were you worried heading into that last 20 minutes with Norwich seeming to be building up a head of steam? They get the penalty, they score, it's 2-1. Are you worried that we're gonna let one in? Because the tide of the game was changing a bit.
To be honest, first of all, I was worried, but I wanted to see the mentality of the players. If like we concede maybe 2 goals and it's 2-2, how will they react
Yeah.
from that? Unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately they did well, and then we ending up getting a third goal. I think that was good from the players. Just not to panic after conceding a goal, because if you panicked, Norwich will have scored another goal.
Yeah. I mean, we did well, man. My only thing is I wish we kind of made some changes a little bit earlier. Obviously, about the last 7 to 10 minutes is when we made the next two changes, Lukaku and Kante coming on. I thought Kante was actually really good in the very few minutes he was on the pitch. But yeah, I think it would have been better to have made those changes a bit earlier and try and, get some more control of the game back. So I felt, we were in danger of letting it get away from us. So, I mean, I would have liked the changes to have come a bit earlier, but we see the game off, and it's a great finish from Kai Havertz, who is in fantastic goal scoring form, is in fantastic form in general, and it's a fantastic finish, smashing it into the top corner from just inside the box. I mean, Tobogo, did you enjoy that strike?
I enjoy watching Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
I think if he can start a season, every season just like that, Kai Havertz will score maybe 15 league goals or more.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, when he starts the season, just starts slow, and then second part of the season, he's so good, man. You won't stop him. You won't stop him. So let's hope his form will grow more, score another goals for us, and then hopefully we can win the Champions League. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not? You just never know. We're still in it, so why not? I mean, stranger things have happened. But yeah, Havertz again continuing his great form, and he really looks like he's taken that number 9 position into his own, and he's showing Lukaku exactly what you need to do to be the number 9 at Chelsea. He's scoring goals, he's being involved in everything, and that's one criticism of Havertz, particularly in the league, not getting enough goals. But that's 3 in his last 2 now, and he seems to have found some great form. And, that goal in the last minute there, making it 3-1, seeing the game through, and a really important 3 points for us in our quest to secure that 3rd place in the league and to just make sure that we're not going to be in a battle for the top 4 heading into the last few weeks of the season. We just want to get that secured, done and dusted. But yeah, a great 3-1 win against the really difficult circumstances off the pitch. We turned up and we performed and we delivered. And let's get into some player ratings now then. So I'm just going to bring the lineup up on the screen. Tobogo, we're going to start in goal with Edouard Mendy. Obviously, not much he could do about the penalty. He went the wrong way. It happens. You've got a 50-50 chance to save. Well, the odds are stacked massively in favour of the penalty taker. He made a good save from Pukki before the penalty was awarded. Other than that, very, very little to do. There was one moment I remember where it was a poor distribution that went straight to a Norwich player that could have led to an opportunity. But all things considered, when he was called upon, he did what he needed to do, pretty much. I'm probably looking at a 6 out of 10, really, for him. Nothing spectacular, but he didn't really do anything wrong. How did you see Mendy's performance?
Yeah, to be honest, Mendy didn't have to do anything yesterday. It was like on a honeymoon.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot to do at all. I mean, I think a 6 out of 10 is fair. It doesn't really warrant more than that because he didn't really have anything else to do, but he was solid. But yeah, nothing amazing in that respect. Moving on to, let's start with Trevor Chalobah then. He got his goal, which was good, but still showing moments that he's still young. There's going to be moments of inconsistencies. Obviously, gives a penalty away, and a couple of times he gave the ball away as well. I think he did well, though, and he's playing again now that he's fit. He's had a good run of matches. Cup final, he was outstanding. He was good against Burnley. I thought he was good again last night, getting on the score sheet. And we've got an excellent player on our hands and one that can develop a lot more into being a regular starter for Chelsea for the rest of this season and into next season as well. I'd give him a 7 out of 10. How impressed were you with Chalobah last night?
No, you know what? I just love the kid. As I said, I think he was still learning, and then hopefully, alongside Thiago Silva, he will learn more. Unfortunately, yesterday he conceded a penalty. I know it's a big deal from him, but anyway, we forgive him, and just young, and then we won the game anyway. He scored a beautiful goal for us, just to uplift the pressure on the players and everyone. He scored a simple goal for us, and then for that, 7 is enough for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then moving into the middle, then the heart of that three-man defence. Thiago Silva, our leader on the pitch, outstanding defender. What a career he's had. And he just keeps on performing every single week for Chelsea. Every game he plays, he's faultless virtually. And again, last night, I thought he was outstanding in the way he reads the game, how calm he is on the ball. He always times his tackles perfectly. It was just another really good performance from him. And I'm looking at probably an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. I thought he was exceptional again. I mean, Tobogo, how big a fan of Thiago Silva are you? And how impressed have you been with his consistency and how high his level of form's been, given his age as well?
You know what? I wish we had Thiago Silva 10 years ago, to be honest. This guy is so good. He's so good. Every game, he performs well. Doesn't make any mistakes. The only mistake I remember he made was against West Brom.
West Brom. Those are the only games that he's been bad in were 2 games against West Brom. That one under Frank Lampard where we drew 3-3, and then the one he got sent off at Stamford Bridge. Those are the only 2 games that he's played badly in his whole career at Chelsea.
What a player, man. What a player. At this age, playing like this, wow.
Yeah, I mean, outstanding. Moving on to Andreas Christensen, then obviously on the verge of joining Barcelona. That's pretty much done. It just needs to be announced. I don't think there's going to be a change of heart as far as he's concerned, and we can't offer him a new deal under the current sanctions at the moment anyway. Andreas Christensen, I thought, was solid on the pitch. He had that great opportunity from a header in the first half from a corner that he perhaps could have done slightly better with, but again, he was defensively good. He was solid. He reads the game well, and he really is a top defender, and it's a shame to see him go, particularly for nothing, but you know, it is what it is. And last night, I thought he was good. I'm looking at probably a 7.5 for Christensen. I was impressed by him, and I think he can play a big part for the remainder of the season. Tobogo, were you impressed with Christensen's performance last night?
Yes, I'm impressed with this kid. Is keep on growing. Since Thiago Silva came on to challenge Thiago Silva and been here, this guy has been improving. I'm so mad he's going to Barcelona. You know, Barcelona will have a good player. I think it was a good replacement for Thiago Silva because he learned so much from Thiago Silva. So unfortunately, he's going. But anyway, Christensen had a good game yesterday.
Yeah, you know, he certainly did. Moving on to right wing back then. We had Azpilicueta back in the side after he missed the game against Burnley. Reece James out injured, which is a shame. Subsequently, I think he's going to miss the next 4 or 5 games, which is not great, but we should be able to get through those fixtures without him. Azpilicueta, as I said earlier, subbed at half-time. He had stomach cramps, wasn't feeling very well. So, but his first half performance, I thought that was okay. You know, he got forward at times. He didn't do badly. He defended well, and I was quite impressed with him. I'll probably give Azpilicueta maybe a 7 out of 10. I thought that the half that he played, he was pretty good. Tobogo, were you impressed?
I'm honestly impressed with Azpilicueta. He plays on the left, on the right, central back, everywhere. It's just good, you know. So it's so sad him also going. But anyway, hopefully you can win another trophy for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. He impressed yesterday, and hopefully he'll be back in the lineup for the weekend. Marcos Alonso is still out with illness, I believe. So Saúl Ñíguez got his second game in a row after Burnley on the weekend at left wing back. He's not a left wing back, but you know he can fill in there in exceptional circumstances, and we've had those in the last 2 games. I actually thought he was okay. It's not his natural position. I thought he got forward okay at times, didn't defend too badly. But obviously, you can tell that he's not a left wing back, and he doesn't look entirely natural in that position. But I thought he did a good job. It's lucky we're playing Norwich. They didn't offer much in attack. We didn't have an awful lot to do. But you know, I think for Saúl, probably a 6 out of 10 is fair for him. And you know, there's only so much he can do in that position. I mean, Tobogo, what did you make of Saúl Ñíguez last night at left wing back?
Saúl Ñíguez was just okay yesterday. He played well. He made the right decisions, and then you know him. He's so technical, good on the ball. So he didn't waste many balls. So I think Saúl was good yesterday.
Yeah, no, he did a job for the team, and he's doing his bit for the team. You know, putting in a shift, playing in a position that's not natural to him and doing a job for the team. So fair play to him for that. Moving into the midfield then, Jorginho and Kovacich with the double pivot last night. We'll start with Jorginho. He's not been in the best of form recently. I thought last night he was okay. Not, he wasn't bad, but he didn't do anything spectacular. Perhaps not at the form that he's been at in recent months at Chelsea, but he was all right, above average, did some nice things. He controls the game. His passing's good. I mean, I'll probably look at about a 6 for Jorginho last night. Tobogo, were you impressed with what he did in midfield? What did you think of him?
Jorginho was okay yesterday. I think, to be honest, Jorginho this season is just on and off. I don't know that injury he had just slowed his performance. We don't know, but Jorginho was just okay yesterday.
Yeah, no, he is. It'll be interesting to see what happens with his contract as well. Rumours of him going back to Italy out of contract at the end of next season, June 2023. The club might sell him this summer. Who knows what the situation is going to be there. Moving on to Mateo Kovacich now. And I think he's our most important midfield player. The guy's improved so much and, he's so important to this team. Now, the way he picks up the ball, he runs forward, he makes those driving runs. His passing is good. He gets back and does defensive work. I thought, again, last night he was pretty good. I was impressed with him. And he's one of our most important players. And for me, he's one of the first names on the team sheet. I was impressed with him last night. And I think, a 7 out of 10 is fair for Kovacich. And he's a vital part of that midfield now. You can really tell that we struggle when he's not there and he doesn't play. I mean, Tobogo, are you a fan of Kovacich?
I'm in love with Kovacich, This guy is just good. Even when he slip up, he makes sure he slip up holding a ball. He never lose a ball on his feet. So Kovacich is so good, man. So hopefully he will stay injury free. He'll do good for us.
Yeah, no, he's a really important part of this midfield, important part of this team moving forward, and he's going to play a crucial role in whatever success we achieve between now and the end of the season. Let's move on to the front three then. This is going to be, for the most part, positive until we get to Thiago Werner, who was absolutely awful last night. But let's start with Mason Mount. Hat-trick against Norwich in the reverse fixture at Stamford Bridge. As we touched on earlier, not been in the best form by his high standards recently, but he started again last night and he was exceptional. Gets the assist from the corner for that goal from Chalobah. A lovely finish where he lets the ball run across his body and smashes it into the top corner. He works hard off the ball. He tracks back. His work rate's exceptional. This was a complete all-round Mason Mount performance and exactly why we just love watching him and we're so lucky to have him at the club. Tobogo, I'm looking at a 9 out of 10 from him. You must have enjoyed that Mason Mount performance last night.
Mason Mount was so good yesterday. It was all over the pitch. For me, it was a man of the match, Mason Mount, because he was, this kid. Hopefully, Mason Mount will grow from this. And I know this season has been on and off. And then maybe he put so much pressure on himself. He needs just to relax and then play his game because we all know this kid is so good.
Yeah, no, he is. He's exceptional. He really is. He's got a massive future at this football club. And, he's delivered goals, he's delivered assists last night. And, a really welcome return to that top form that we all know he's capable of. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit negative now as we move to Thiago Werner. Surprisingly to me, he was in the starting lineup. I've got to be honest, he was awful last night. Did absolutely nothing, He doesn't offer anything to this team. I don't know what he's doing now. He doesn't seem to be putting maximum efforts into his sprints when he's running after the ball. He's ducking out of 50-50 challenges. He was just really awful last night. And I think, the new ownership, he's in trouble. He was in trouble beforehand anyway. And this is going to be a player that we're just going to have to just get rid of. If we need to take a loss on him, get his wages off the books and move on and just accept that this one's not worked out. He was awful last night. And, he shouldn't be in the team again for the next few weeks. I mean, to be honest, I don't think he should really be starting any matches for Chelsea at the moment. His form is just not good enough and he's been awful. And again, last night, so poor. Really disappointing in an opportunity that he was given by the manager and against a level of opposition that he should be doing something against. Offered absolutely nothing. Really, really bad from him. Tobogo, thoughts on Werner?
Werner wasn't good yesterday. He didn't do anything special. He was so office, man. I didn't know what was his game plan and everything. And then this is what this was a good chance for him to perform, because like playing in Norwich City, the bottom club, hopefully he should have scored one goal and at least one assist. So unfortunately, Werner yesterday he didn't do well.
No, he didn't offer anything. I've had enough of Timo Werner. Now, I'll always support the players that are on the pitch for Chelsea, but yeah, he's done for me at this club. He just doesn't. He's not of the required quality, not of the required standard to help us achieve the goals that we want to achieve. And we're going to have to take a loss on him in the summer, accept it, take the hit, move on, and get someone else in. But let's round out this player ratings then with Kai Havertz, King Kai, the guy. He struggled. He has struggled this season. He struggled in parts of last season as well. Obviously, Champions League winning goal, Club World Cup final winning goal. More goals in cup competitions than the league. But in recent weeks, he's been our best attacking player. And, you know, the way he seems to be taking naturally to that number 9 position now. He links up plays, involved. He's a handful. He's fantastic in the air. His finishing seems to be improving as well. 2 goals against Norwich, follows it up with a lovely finish for a 3rd goal in his last 2 games, and that number 9 position is his. And the link up with Mason Mount he's got going on as well was fantastic. And this number 9 shirt is Kai Havertz's to lose at the moment. Another fantastic performance last night. I mean, we have got a special player in our hands. We just need to see it on a more consistent basis. And in recent weeks, we have seen that. So hopefully he can continue his good form. But we have got a special talent on our hands in Kai Havertz, and it's just about nurturing it and getting the most out of it. But yeah, Havertz, the link up was fantastic. The finish was good. And it was an all-round centre-forward display. Tobogo, how impressed were you with Havertz in that number 9 role?
Kai Havertz on form, man. Kai Havertz played well yesterday. Hopefully, he'll continue from playing like this. The only thing for Lukaku, you just need to watch this kid, what he's doing each and every game. Or just go on YouTube and check Kai Havertz movement and everything. I know it's not Lukaku's abilities, but to be honest, Kai Havertz Lukaku needs to do more.
Yeah, no, he certainly does. You know, Lukaku's definitely got to do more. Kai Havertz got that position locked down right now, and he's showing Lukaku, as I said earlier, what he needs to do to try and get back into this side. But yeah, a fantastic performance from Mount and Havertz. They were the outstanding 2. Thiago Silva, a real rock at the back like he's been all season. And it was a really important win last night, 3-1. Those are our player ratings. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your support. Thanks for those of you that watched live. Make sure you smash a like on this video. Please do subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 400 subscribers. Not far away from that now, so please do subscribe. Spread the word. If you're watching this live or you're going to watch it back, please make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Tobogo, thank you so much for taking the time to join me. Really appreciate it. Great to talk all things Chelsea with you. And yeah, guys, we'll be back. I'll be back later on today with a preview for the Newcastle game, which takes place on Sunday. So until then, thank you for tuning in. Up the Chelsea, and catch you soon.